Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, we are joined by the King of Denim, Dr. Pants, as we discuss Magic Square Toys bringing us a Legends-scaled Mixmaster. NewAge is bringing us a Legends-scaled Devastator, and Super 7 is working on a Super Shogun Optimus Prime. Today is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021, and this is episode 424 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that loves a giant stimulus package. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
I didn't know if I was supposed to play the Bomb Chicka Wow Wow or not. Hi, how you doing?
Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
Just take that package and shove it right in my bank account.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
I don't get a stimulus package, but if I did, I'd want it wet and wild. Let's talk Transformers.
I think in Canada, you guys have been getting stimulus packages every month for the last year, so you guys are good.
That's just the Canadian thank you for being nice.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Hey, Daryl, why don't you go buy some more toys?
Yep.
Well, as always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you so much for continuing to support the show. We really appreciate it. And you guys help keep the show going, help keep the train moving. So thank you. Also, this week we have, we are having the uncut version of Empire of Rust. Now the bonus episode is coming out before the regular episode drops. So this week, episode 45 of Empire of Rust, St. Patrick's Wing. This will be exclusive to Donatreons on our Patreon page. That will be out Monday, March 8th. So actually should already have been out because this goes up March 10th. So if you are a Donatreon, you have access to the next episode of Empire of Rust early, and it's the extended uncut version. So enjoy that. And then the regular episode will come out next week on the 15th. And Jeremy has done a thing. He is featured on America's Next Top Podcaster. Jeremy.
Yes.
Are you America's Next Top Podcaster?
Well, week one just came out. No one is yet. There is no top podcaster in America. But it's a lot of fun. In week one, they break us into, there's 12 people total in the contest. This is a reality show for podcasters. And there's 12 of us. They break us into 3 teams. And our first challenge was to come up with an idea for a podcast. And this will be episode 100 of that podcast. Make that episode 100 where the America's Next Top Podcaster audience kind of gets to know each of us, but it can't be your standard episode 1 type of getting to know a host. It's the fictional audience of this fictional podcast already kind of know us. So I don't know. It was fun. I'm on team Nerd Pop, and I clicked with these 3 other people, just like I clicked with, you guys on episode 1 here. And it was really neat. And I snuck in Last Day on the Wreckers reference. So yeah. So if you go to americasnexttop.podcaster.com, you can get the cut down versions of kind of the main show. And then you'll get the fictional podcast that we all release. But if you're on their Patreon, you can get everything, like a lot of the raw audio and kind of just more behind the scenes stuff. So if you're really into it, you can do that. It's a lot of fun.
Now, you're not quitting Transmissions for Nerd Pop, are you?
Oh, no.
I mean,
no.
That's the way it sounded. He
clicked with these other people. They're new. He's had a lot of fun. They're interesting. There was a doctor in the group.
And there wasn't a Canadian, right?
There was not, but there was, I don't know if Nikki was I think she was from France or something. She's living in the U.S. But
French woman? I can't compete with that.
or Switzerland. I don't know. She didn't tell me, but I don't know. We had lots of international flavor. So
it's the Bizarro Transmissions.
It is.
Yeah.
There can be only one, so sword fight to the death.
There was no angry, rude Alaskan.
Oh.
So. It's perfect.
What about a Russian one? Was there a Russian one?
No Russian.
Nah, that's okay. I can help fill that void.
The trademark issue.
Well, yeah, everyone look forward to that. We'll have links in the show notes so you can go listen to Jeremy's first episode of America's Next Top Podcaster. I think Jeremy had to spend like a few months in a house with all these other podcasters, and they held microphones up to your face all the time to capture.
Charles, we're in a global pandemic. I don't want to be in a house with anybody other than the people I'm in a house with right now.
And not even them.
Sometimes. That's why we're getting a whole new house.
Oh, congratulations on that too.
Wives are gross.
Well, Daryl, you've got other things going on this week. So when this show goes up,
the day that this show goes up, I'm likely a new father. So yeah, I should be having a baby boy today when this show goes up.
Congratulations.
You're still keeping your other kid, right?
No, she's done. She's being replaced.
You're trading her in.
She's being replaced, and I'm starting over. It's a new chance. I screwed up the first one. I get a chance on it with the second one here. So yeah, no, it's exciting.
You get a built-in babysitter because she's old enough.
Yeah, well, that's how she's gonna earn her room. Because it's no free rides. You're only 12, but you got to earn your keep. But no, she's excited about being a big sister. It's been it's been one of those things that I'm sure anybody who was an only child growing up, I wasn't, but my wife was. She always said that growing up as an only child, she was very conscious of the fact that she had no siblings, and was always the one thing that she knew growing up is that she always kind of missed out on a lot of stuff because she didn't have siblings. Well, my daughter was growing up with the same kind of thing, so. And now she's going to have a younger brother. And yeah, there's a pretty big age difference. A lot of the stuff I think she's hoping for in her head is not really going to play out the way she wants it to. Mm-hmm. But eventually it will. And she'll have a really good friend when she's older. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're looking forward to. But the next week is going to be kind of crazy. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of big things happening this week.
This makes what? The third baby born to transmissions?
Yep.
Insane.
There's not. Well, I'm not getting a fourth one, so so it's up to you guys. I'm not. If you guys want any more kids, have at it. But I'm done.
No.
I have been told in no uncertain terms that we are done, and that if I don't do something about it, then she will do something about it, and it will not be as clean.
Oh.
So go through all the kitchen drawers, make sure there are no rusty
Is this a Canadian vasectomy?
No, this is I'm not getting pregnant again at this age warning.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
All right.
It's she's had a rough go so far.
Oh, okay. Well, all the best to your wife and your family and everything. So,
yeah. I just think now you have someone that will appreciate your Transformers
I
when
know!
you die and pass them down to her.
That's all I'm hoping for. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about some Transformers.
all right. We did get a it's March now, so we've got a new Toy Hacks contest. That's not happening till the end of the month, but we already got an entry from Steve Wu, and he sent in an amusing another picture of some Studio Series figures with Blur trying to get Grimlock on the shuttle. So Steve's having fun with the Photoshop and his figures. So good luck, Steve. I know you didn't win last month, but maybe this month. Maybe this is your month. We'll see. And a reminder, if you are not a Donatreon and you want to enter the Toy Hacks contest, just send an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com and send us a picture of the Transformer you'd like to get stickers for. All right, Daryl, let's start off with talking about some toys.
All right, and This week, we had a couple of really interesting posts come up about some Legend scale combiners. And these are from the two of the big three companies in that space, NewAge and Magic Square. And both of them simultaneously have decided to start putting out a Legends-scaled Devastator. And this is, might be the first time two Legend-scale companies have started putting out the same figure at the same time. There might be a crossover with a Starscream or an Optimus or something, or maybe a Megatron. I think Megatron might have been done for last year. Magic's.
Isn't this a tradition with third-party Devastators?
Yeah. They always seem to do it. But I'm looking at both of these things here. I guess we've got a couple of each one of these guys has started putting out prototype images, and we've got some images here that show the combined mode in like a CGI or CAD model. Both of them look very good. I'd have to say the NewAge one probably looks a little taller. If you want to get technical on that, they both really look G1, like quite well in the style for G1. And if you're going to get really down to the details on it, probably the NewAge one probably looks a little bit more detailed, but Magic Square is not far behind, and they both really look quite good. The Magic Square one, though, you might notice if you're looking at it that the Mixmaster foot has a little toe sticking out of the foot, which is something that's not ever been in the animation or anything like that. It's probably just there for stability, and I don't know why, but it bugs me that it looks so weird.
It looks like there's one on the NewAge too, though. If you look really close at it, it looks like
Don't
there's a toe
ruin the
sticking out the
NewAge
front.
one for me. Don't ruin the NewAge one for me, Dr. Pants.
I'm just trying to make it fair.
You're right. It probably looks like it's definitely a smaller one there, but yeah, it definitely looks like there's something there. Now, this isn't the first Legend-scaled Devastator that was put out back. Got to be 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now. DX9 put one out, and I believe they are the company that kind of became NewAge. So this NewAge one might be a step up or some kind of upgrade from that original one. I do have that original DX9 one, and it's okay. There's definitely some issues with it. So if anyone out there has it or has the knockoff version of it, what the issues are. It works, but it doesn't work at the same time. So I'm going to open it up to the floor. Dr. Pants, why don't you keep on going there and tell me what you think of these two Devies?
I love a good combiner, and it was a matter of time before these guys put out some kind of, Legend scale combiner. But I gotta say, between the two, I love Magic Squares. I think that one the proportions look better. It looks more imposing. I think the NewAge one looks a little too skinny, particularly in the legs. But they do both look really, really good and really animation accurate. It looks great. I don't know what else to say. If you want a Legend-scaled, like, animation accurate Devastator, you got your pick of the litter now between these two. I'm personally probably not going to get on board with this. I have the Combiner Wars Devastator, and it fills the void for me. This would be nice. This would be nice because it would take up less space, but if you're going to get Devastator, you want to go big.
They do have pictures, like I said, the Magic Square one is showing off pictures of a prototype Mixmaster, and the NewAge one has got a single picture of a prototype Scavenger, and the articulation on this prototype Scavenger is just out of this world. He's in this really deep crouch, and I'm really impressed with the articulation on this guy. It's just pin joints everywhere. So I'd be interested to see the way that the rest of the figures kind of look in comparison to this.
It's also a very artistic picture of Scavenger as opposed to the Mixmaster ones, like the black and white, just the hand holding him.
Sure.
Something very artsy about that.
Yeah, I can see that. Right on. Jeremy, what are your thoughts on a couple of mini Titans?
I think it's funny calling these mini Titans because they are about the size of an actual G1 Devastator.
Yeah.
I mean, if you stood them side by side, they're going to be about the same height. And it's crazy because these are going to be so much better engineered. Like the articulation and details on each figure is going to be so much better on either one of these than we had in G1. But I find it's funny that the Legend scale figures are basically the size of a lot of the G1 figures.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both look really good. The little toe thing didn't bug me until you pointed it out.
Sorry.
So thanks for that. And I don't know. I mean, at least it looks like it can go in, or I guess it flips around or something, because we see the pictures of it in leg mode with it and without it. Maybe you can stand it up without it. But I like that we have the Magic Square, the actual test shot, actual plastic figure here. But I like both of them, but I do think the Magic Square one probably leads it a little bit, even with the toe thing. It's just, I don't know. The artsy thing might have just turned me off. I don't know. They're both really cool, and we haven't had a third-party Devastator in a little while.
Yeah, it's true. It's been at least 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Well, Charles, you're the last one to kind of weigh in here. I was saving you for last because you did have a history when you worked as a construction worker back with your friends, the policeman and the motorcycle guy and the Indian. I didn't want to bring up too many bad memories.
We were a musical group. I wasn't working construction. I was doing music.
You were a fake construction worker? How dare you? What are your thoughts on these Devastators? And do you think that they qualify as your typical legend scale stuff here, or are they just kind of are they going overboard with the combining aspect?
I think these are good-looking Devastators. I like the they're trying to stay close to the animation model. I do agree with Dr. Pants that the Magic Square one looks better to me. In the Discord chat, DJ Ronan has pointed out that the Devastator animation model from G1 does actually have a toe. So suck
That's
on
ridiculous.
That, Daryl.
Stupid. You guys are stupid, both of you.
I mean, can't argue with facts. Sorry, Daryl. But but as Jeremy said, you can have a toe or no toe. It's up to you. So as long as it doesn't fall over when the toe is retracted, it's okay. You'll be okay. It looks like in particular, I'm impressed by the way the torso looks. Like the long haul part is pretty well disguised as the Devastator torso. So I wonder how that transforms in, when they are making the real figure. I mean, it's probably going to be a while till we see actual physical prototypes of all the elements, but it looks good. I mean, it looks like Devastator. It looks, and I'm sure it'll be the pocket scale size is nice. I enjoy those. So yeah, and looks good.
Right on. Yeah, you made me kind of think about it here for a second when you got talking about Long Haul's figure here. The thighs and the waist. There's a good chance these parts, as well as the forearms and the hands, that these may just have to be disconnected. Because I'm looking at the arms here. There's no way these arms are going into these figures.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they could just be accessory parts. You gotta take off and clip on when you combine them. I mean, that's in the tradition of the original Devastator, where 30% of the original Devastator was clip-on parts.
Yeah, we were happy to do it too.
That's the way it was. We liked it.
Well, thank you for it after. Yeah, but that's what I had to bring to the show this week. A couple of fine-looking Devies. We'll keep up with this as they bring out new parts. But, Jeremy, what do you got?
It was kind of slim pickings this week, but I have some art from Ken Christensen on some of his designs for some recent figures. We have here the Netflix War for Cybertron Bumblebee, and also the Kingdom Rat Trap. Like with Bumblebee, we get a front, a back, and a side with his arms taken off, I guess to show kind of how it would connect. And Rat Trap, we got a lot more pictures. We have the rat mode, which basically is just a drawing of a rat. You don't see any seams or anything. It's just a rat. But then you get to see the detailed robot mode, and the side picture has the head taken off and the arm taken off. But I like seeing these kind of early design sketches that the designers use. And if you look at it, I mean, the rat mode, they did make it look fairly close to the drawing here. But the robot modes are spot on because they're from the animation on both the Netflix and the Beast Wars. Dr. Pants, we'll start with you. You have anything to say about these two images?
Not really much hasn't been said already. It looks really, really good. I love looking at artwork like this too. It's nice to see where these things come from and, see early production stuff. So that's really cool. And no, it's good artwork and it's fun to see this stuff.
Yeah, it's always cool to see a little bit behind the curtain and see the design process. Curious, like if these are these are the concept drawings. For Bumblebee, they don't really go into the alternate mode very much. So I'm wondering. I guess since they came out with Cliffjumper first, did they design Bumblebee first and then just design Cliffjumper from that?
Maybe, but Bumblebee is the Volkswagen, so there might be more licensing with releasing those.
Yeah,
images.
that's true. Yeah,
like he had to get permission from Hasbro to release them.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I like these. I like seeing the design images. Although the Bumblebee face does have those weird ring of lines, like the basically like the giant cheek chin thing that he has in the Netflix show.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's also in the comic, the IDW comic as well. I don't know why they've chosen to fill out his face like that.
Yeah, that's bugged me too. Daryl, what do you think about these very early pictures?
Well, I have a guess as to why you're only seeing the robot mode of Bumblebee is because they're concept art for the show and not the toy.
Are they?
I'm guessing because did Bumblebee transform in the show? No, he didn't.
But Ken does concept art for Hasbro for the toys. He doesn't.
I know,
work directly
right?
for
This specifically says it's for the Walmart.
Well, the story says that, right? But I'm hazarding a guess that when we get to Kingdom, Rat Trap is going to transform based on these images.
Yeah, all he says in Ken Christensen's post is Rat Trap alt mode, Rat Trap bot mode, Bumblebee robot mode, concept turns. So he doesn't mention toy or show.
No, I'm guessing. I'm betting
right.
these are for the show. Since he didn't need to have a concept for the alt mode, he didn't draw one. But since Kingdom's coming, you're gonna get an alt mode for Rat Trap because he's gonna transform.
Yeah, and I guess if you look at it, the feet for Rat Trap don't look anything like the toy. Basically, everything from the knee down is different.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. As far as the drawings go, Ken's a great artist, and his work is really, really spot on here. It looks really great. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's typical concept art. Yep. It looks great.
Awesome. Well, that is all I got this week. Yes, Dr. Pants, what you got?
I have some prototype images from Super 7, and it is their Super Shogun Optimus Prime figure. So this is a design inspired by the 1970s Shogun Warriors toy line that had things like Mazinger Z in it, and I'm blanking on the other ones, but if you were around for that, Guy King, Deimos, that kind of stuff. They were 24 inches tall. This one will also be 24 inches tall. Looks G1 accurate. It's going to have 3 points of articulation like those old figures. It's going to have wheels on the feet for rolling combat action. And it's armed with a spring-loaded rocket-firing left fist like the old figures. So they're really hitting the nostalgia on this one. It does come with his ion blaster that you can take off. The chest opens to reveal a removable matrix of leadership, and it will also include a sticker sheet so you can customize them a little bit for your liking. Of course, what we have here is a half-painted prototype, kind of, or just not painted, but some of the colors match up to what it should be with a painted rocket fist that I don't remember Optimus ever having in the show, but the Super Shogun figures did, so it's kind of cool they're adding that. this looks fun. It hits a lot of nostalgia. These Super Shogun figures were before my time, and I was never into this stuff, so I have no real love for this kind of thing, but I know Super 7 does this kind of thing. This figure looks cool. It's 24 inches tall, which is huge, and that's awesome if you want just a kind of cool statuesque Optimus Prime standing around. But yeah, so Daryl, what do you think of this?
I mean, it's neat. I never watched Shogun Warriors. I never really got into that. I know there's a comic for it. I don't have any of those issues. I mean, the design is on point. The lack of articulation, I know, is about is kind of matching up with those old toys. It's not really something I'm into, though. It looks cool, and I hope they sell what they need to sell to make their money back for it. Super 7's been doing a lot of good stuff lately. It's just this is one I can avoid.
All right. Jeremy, what about you?
It's obviously for a specific niche of fan, but I would love if they did a period style 1970s commercial for it. Just take what you imagine those Japanese Shogun Warrior commercials were and make it Optimus Prime. I would love to see that.
I'm with you on that. One thing the article doesn't mention that I want to bring up is the article mentions that it's pre-orderable. I just looked to see what the price was. This thing will go for $350.
Like I said, a niche group of people.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I've seen some of the Super 7 stuff in a couple stores before, and it's always expensive.
Yeah. What about you, Charles? You got that Unicron money. You gonna get a Super Shogun Optimus Prime?
No, I had the Unicron money and I spent it on Unicron. So, yeah, this is not for me. I mean, this is kind of it's pretty much a meh for me. It's a brick. It's a big brick, but it's still a brick.
A brick with rocket fists.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, this is also before my time. I know, Daryl, that's hard to believe, but this is before my time, so it's not really hitting my nostalgia. And
it's impossible.
But I'm, for the folks who are happy for this, enjoy. Yeah, but it's not for me.
I really do want to see some people pick this up, and I want to see some images. I also want to know who those people are who are buying this. But anyway, that's it for me this week. So, Charles, what do you have?
All right. Well, we did get some leaked images for an upcoming Kingdom toy this week. So this was we've talked about the rumors of an upcoming Rodimus Prime Commander class figure, and we got a leak that apparently shows the robot mode and the front hot rod, cab, basically the cab of Rodimus Prime, which is just a hot rod but without the trailer. And that's what we see in this commander class, potential commander class figure. Apparently, this is going to be, according to the details, it's going to be 13,000 yen, which is $121 approximately. But I think in the US it will probably just be $80 because that's what the commander class price point has been for the last two toy lines. We had Skylynx and Jetfire. They were both $80, so I'm guessing this one will also be $80 when it goes to retail. Probably this in Japan, it will, I guess, be 13,000 yen. Which, sorry, Japan, that's kind of a huge markup. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious about a new Rodimus Prime. I have the Power of the Primes Rodimus Prime, which was, I enjoy it because it does have both the hot rod and the Rodimus Prime aspect. The Rodimus Prime body turns into the trailer of the Rodimus Prime vehicle mode, and you can turn the cab into a hot rod, and it has a matrix, and it's a little bit gimmicky, and it's a little bit the figures are a little bit compromised just to take on the combining aspect, but it's a pretty good Rodimus, and I like it, and and it was a leader class, so it was only $50, so I'm wondering what they're doing for this Rodimus Prime that they're going to charge $80. Is this going to be significantly better than the Power of the Primes Rodimus? And what kinds of things? I mean, in the picture we see it has a sword, so I don't think there's been a Rodimus Prime with a sword before. So I guess that's a $30 sword. I don't know.
Don't you remember that comic, the one with Drift, or not Drift?
Which one?
Wasn't there? I can't remember. I thought there was an IDW comic that had a sword.
No, I don't remember that. But anyway,
I don't know. There should.
It's fine. I mean, they took Grimlock's sword away from him in the Studio Series figure, so I don't know why they're giving him a sword. But anyway, Jeremy, what do you think of this upcoming Rodimus Prime? Does this look good to you? I know it's a small picture, so it's kind of, we're speculating on how this is going to come out. But what do you think so far?
I think it looks good, and if they do, if it is going to be, kind of a combination hot rod Rodimus, like we think it will be, I think that's a great kind of compromise. From this little bitty picture that we have, it looks, about as good as any Rodimus we've had lately outside of the Masterpiece, which, I mean, I know they all have their own issues, but I think the last Rodimus I have was the one that came with Cyclonus. So it's been a while. So this might be something I'll check out because it's, been a while since I've gotten one.
All right. Daryl, what do you think of this potential Rodimus Prime?
Well, I never got the Commander, or the one that you have there. What is that one? Power of the Primes?
Power of the Primes, yeah.
Yeah, I never got that one. I always meant to, and then just never really found it for a price I really wanted to pay for it, so I just kind of skipped it. Like you, I'm still looking for Studio Series 1, and I know that one is like the be-all, end-all right now, but it's a hot rod. It's not a Rodimus, so I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about this one. Obviously, for this price, like you said there, it's gonna have a trailer. It's just not pictured. What else is gonna be in this box? With the Commander class stuff, you can bet there's gonna be a lot of effect parts. That's a given. Mm-hmm. What else is it gonna come with? Could it, should we expect it to come with a fishing pole, like all other hot rods have come with? A removable matrix? I would expect so. What other things could it come with that maybe the trailer will open up like a battle station with a gun and some blast shields like the G1 version did. You got to figure out a way for this price point to kind of fill itself out, and I expect the figure to be bigger than normally. Maybe instead of it being a deluxe or Voyager class figure in a leader box with a whole bunch of stuff, then it'll be a leader size figure with, a bunch of stuff. You're right. Mm-hmm. It's definitely an interesting character to be putting in the Commander class package, because just by design, he's smaller, right? He's not like, he's a leader, but he's not a ginormous figure like a Skylynx, or a Jetfire. So it'll be interesting to see what they kind of add to this package when we fully get it. I expect to be picking it up, but we'll see. It's one of those ones where, I really hope to be impressed by the amount of other things that come with it, because if it's not, then I'm really going to kind of hate by it, kind of thing. It's I know I'm getting it, but I'm not gonna like it.
Fair enough. And Dr. Pants, are you a Rodimus Prime fan?
I am 100% a Rodimus Prime fan. I have the Power of the Primes one, and I also like it, Charles. I have a lot of fun with that figure, and it is compromised in places, but it's really cool. I had the Masterpiece. It wasn't bad. I had the Classics, I have the G1, and I did recently find the Studio Series one, and I grabbed it, and it's amazing. This
awesome.
one, I'll get it. I absolutely 100% will get, because we haven't gotten a Rodimus Prime figure aside from that Power of the Primes one that comes with a trailer. And like, it is a cool figure, but I want one that's a little bit more focused on the robot and giving us some cool articulation, which this one from this small image looks like it can do. I'm hoping it comes with the trailer. On the point of the price, though, I did get curious while you guys were talking. I looked it up. When Commander Class Jetfire was announced, its suggested retail price in Japan was 18,000 yen.
Oh, okay.
Which was higher than this one. So that's making me wonder if this one might actually be cheaper than the regular Commander Class figures, because it's so much cheaper. And at that point, like, will it come with less in the box? I don't know.
Mean, then will it just be a leader class figure then? Do we have it wrong in that it's not actually a Commander class, it'll just be a leader class?
I don't know. Well, that price there seems really high then for a leader class, but again, like, it seems like it's all messed up in Japan monies.
Maybe they'll just throw in a bunch of Play-Doh.
What I'm actually hoping for is I'm hoping we get the trailer, and I'm hoping the trailer just opens up to a battle station that connects with all the other base modes we've been getting, like all the Micromaster playsets and Skylinks and the Titan class figures, because I just want more of that. I think that's so cool. And the last thing, the sword, I guess in Regeneration 1, he got the Sword of Primus, so maybe that's what that is?
Okay.
I was with you guys when I saw the sword. I'm like, that's weird. I don't remember Rodimus having a sword ever, but maybe in Kingdom he shows up and gets a sword. Who knows? Nonetheless, I am 100% down for this. I love a good hot rod, and the Commander class figures have been fun so far, so I'll pick it up.
All right. And I guess with no toy fair this year, we haven't seen any, like, Hasbro has not showed off their next few waves of Kingdom. They'll probably do some online event at some point in the future, and maybe in the next couple of months, to just show off their figures. But yeah, I hope we get more information soon so we can get a better picture of what's coming. All right, that's all our toy topics, so we will move on to trips to the store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition on our YouTube channel. But we'll also put the audio right here in the podcast so you can keep listening as we describe everything we got in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, let's get into the stuff we got this week. And I will go first because I don't have a Transformer merchandise to show off this week. I'm sorry. I haven't gotten to the... Yes.
You don't have a comic. You don't have the...
I didn't get to the comic book store. I've got a few comics in the queue that I haven't picked up yet. But it is my birthday this week, so this Friday is my birthday, and I did get an early birthday present. It is a PlayStation 5. Yay!
Congratulations.
Oh, man.
And
nice of them to cancel your Unicron order.
And Spider-Man Miles Morales. I had Best Buy gift certificates so I could pick up a game. So
nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
Jeremy, you're up next.
All right. I do have a Transformer, but since I am in the process of purchasing a house, it is not anything new. This is BotCon exclusive from 2012. This is their Shatterglass Optimus Prime. This is based off of the Reveal the Shield Optimus Prime from 2011. And this mold got redone a bunch of times. Also, there's a Robots in the Skies Scourge, the black and teal repaint of this, I think was the subscription service. But then Hasbro also did it in many different colors. I feel like this is kind of a harbinger to what we got with Siege and stuff, with all the paint, the way the paint was done on the legs. It's kind of hard to focus there. I don't know, just it seems brushed on, much like what we got in Siege, but I like the mold. obviously, because it. I have like the original RID Scourge, and that's one of my top figures from that era. So I like that they redid it here. All the different Optimuses that were based on the original, they've done here, like Combat Hero and stuff. So I like it. My biggest complaint with it is it has light piping in the head, but they painted his eyes. So why not just change the light piping piece to red, and then you can get the red eyes? But I guess they had to match the plastic that the sword was in, same color. But I don't know. It's a good figure, interesting to have standing on the shelf. That's all I got.
All right, the Dr. Pants. What do you got this week? Or this month, I should say.
Once again, a bunch of stuff, so I had to narrow it down, but I'll show this off first. I got a Earthrise Wheeljack because I missed it the first time around, and actually, this was courtesy of friend of the show, Alpha Magnus. I did a trade with him. Nice. I got the Paradron Medic set, and I traded him the Lifeline because I didn't want the RC mold a second time, and so he got me Wheeljack because I missed it. So
nice. I have a feeling that's going to be customized into something.
He kind of let me in on some things, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it. It's going to be really, really cool. To continue on with my Cybertron kick, because I was picking up a bunch of Cybertron toys, I got me a Cybertron Defense Hot Shot. I always wanted this toy. Found one Reddit Transformers Trading. Somebody was selling it for a decent price, so I picked that up. Love it. He's big, he's chunky, he's got missiles everywhere, and it's a lot of fun. So
that's a cool subreddit.
It is a cool subreddit. I frequent that a lot, and I have another set of things coming in tomorrow, probably from there.
Cool. So, do you know who made that subreddit?
I'm going to say it's you. Thank you. You've gotten me quite a bit of things off of that. I'm pretty sure half of my 2001 Robots in Disguise collection is from that subreddit. So thank you, Daryl.
No problem. Want to be a mod?
No.
Oh.
That's one thing in life I don't want to be. It's a Reddit mod. But thanks for the offer.
He gets the experience by teaching high school.
But I would rather teach high school 1,000 times than be a Reddit mod. But I also came across a Studio Series Scourge.
Oh,
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not showing it all off, but I actually got all the Studio Series 86 figures. I found them all in stores over the past month. So, but this guy was probably my favorite one. Yeah, sorry. And it was only ever one of each one. It was like, oh, here's a Jazz, here's a Grimlock, and that was it. But if I come across more, I'll start sharing it around. But it's been a little while. But Scourge is probably one of my favorite figures to come out of the line. He looks absolutely great. Cuts an amazing silhouette, and the transformation is actually a lot of fun for still kind of being a shell former. So I'm digging this figure, and they gave him the painted nails. It's so cool. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I also found some Kingdom figures. I got me a Megs. This one, I may have screwed somebody over because I found it in a Walmart not where it should have been. It was behind some other things on a shelf, and I kind of just picked it up and took it.
You were just doing what you should have done.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about that.
All's fair if you're not scalping.
This is true. But he's really, really cool. He's definitely big and chunky, and I love Beast Wars. I grew up with Beast Wars, so I needed a good Megs. And have any of you guys gotten this figure yet?
No. But I'm hearing stuff about the arms breaking off.
Okay, so I didn't have the arms break off, but one of the clips for the back piece, part of that broke off. But he still transforms fine. It still locks in, so I'm not too concerned. But overall, the figure's kind of cool. Also, like, all of the dino bits are like this kind of weird textured soft plastic, and it feels kind of leathery, so it's
cool.
The other ones are like that too, like Primal's the same way.
Oh, I have Primal and I didn't even notice, but
I mean, if you
pet him,
I don't know, it's just Yeah, no, it's just it seems like all the organic parts seem to be a little bit softer.
I kind of like that. It's really, really nice, and just overall, it's a nice, faithful. What are we calling it? B1 Megs.
Beast Wars
Yeah,
G1.
Beast Wars.
G1 Beast
Yeah,
Wars.
we can do that.
G1 Beast Wars.
The shoulder joints are what I'm seeing people break on those when they go to twist them to move the arm. It's shearing off that joint. So
I mean, it is a little tight. I'm probably not going to be transforming him too much. He'll probably just sit in the Beast Wars display.
cool.
And that's fine. That's fine. And then my last thing is, so my birthday was actually 2 weeks ago to the day this video comes out, and the day before, a pre-order came in, and we all know that I like big bots.
Hot
Oh
damn.
my!
Oh,
Wow.
yes. So I got Siege Omega Supreme because I missed him the first time around, and Hasbro Pulse put up more pre-orders, so he showed up, and he's fun. Oh, man. Him and Scorponok both have been a lot of fun to play with. I love the way this all transforms together and whatnot. And also, I'm pretty sure that he has connectors for the previous base modes and the new base modes, so he can link them all together. So I needed him to connect everything, but yeah, no, he's a blast and just looks absolutely amazing, superimposing, transformation's fun, and he comes with Countdown, who just plugs in kind of like a Minicon on his shoulder, and I love it. So yeah, that was a nice birthday surprise for me. So there we go. That was all the good stuff this month.
All right, and we will wrap things up with Daryl, who apparently has a lot of stuff he got because he doesn't have anything else going on in his life right now.
I have nothing else.
He's going to spend all his disposable income on toys.
I had to take back my rightful anchor spot on this portion of the show. So I can't have people coming in once a month and taking it from me. So
That's why
I
we
never
brought him
tried
in.
to take anything. I just get a lot of things.
that's a problem.
We figure someone comes
it is
in
a
once
problem.
a month. They've accumulated enough to beat you.
They would. So I'm going to start off with the comic that everyone should have got and didn't. This is Beast Wars number 2. I got the RI cover, Winston Chan's RI cover. It is a very nice cover. Looks phenomenal. Really a lot of glare there. But yeah, it's a really nice cover. Looking at it in person, there's an awful lot of detail that you miss on the digital copy there. So good job, Winston. I'm happy to have this one. I'm going to start off with one of the only thing I haven't opened this week, and that is Studio Series Cup. So I got a tip from DJ Ronan, and he's told me where to find Studio Series Cup in town. So I ran over there the next day and got it. So it's cool. I'm looking forward to opening it up. I'm hearing he's not.
Careful, I hear his legs fall off.
I heard that too. But I heard he's probably not the best in the line, but the line's been pretty solid. So there's got to be a worst figure. I'm okay with it being Cup.
The Cup was cool. The left forearm on mine just falls off. Like it completely falls off the elbow joint. So I might have to tighten that up. But
Okay.
he is cool.
In return, I told DJ Ronan about a Walmart that had gotten the Wave 2 of the core figures. So I went and picked them up for myself and then told DJ Ronan about them. And Wave 2 of the core figures contains 2 of the figures that I was looking for. So we got Starscream and Megatron. And Megatron has this really nice, like, reflective paint on him. He looks really great. Starscream, he looks kind of squat, but I transformed him into jet mode just before this, and he's got a really weird transformation that took me a lot longer than I expected and care to admit to transform this little core figure. Once you get him, you'll know what I'm talking about. Try to do it without the instructions. You'll have a good time. I got to say about the Megatron, I like his stance here. It's very it's like a power stance he's got going on with his like chest all puffed out. I don't know. I like the way that this figure kind of stands. I haven't transformed him yet, but he comes with a little gun as well, and I I'm sure I can repurpose that because Megatron doesn't use a gun. He is a gun.
Well, it looks like his G1 alt mode.
It does, but
Kind of, yeah.
he's a gun. I picked up this, Jeremy. You'll like this. This is Nemesis Armada Bendy Prime.
Oh,
Nice. I got one of those.
So this is a nice little Bendy Prime from Armada, and he's a Nemesis Prime. I do have a regular Optimus Prime version of him, and he's pretty cool. So yeah, haven't transformed him, but he's got all the bits and bobs, so I'm happy that he's complete.
Nice. You got both of the little arm guns?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool. Those things just fall off.
Oh,
so
they
good.
do. Yep. So yeah, I'm happy to have him. His head, I don't know whether this is a common problem with Bendy Primes, but his head just sits to the side. So
Yeah.
he's like always
mine.
kind of questioning what's going on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
When I move, and I can display stuff again, I'm probably gonna have a Bendy Prime shelf.
Wow.
I have a few of them.
And the last figure I got this week that I'm going to show off. This is another one of those. It's been a while since I've added to my G1 collection because there's not a lot that I have left to add. But I found this one and I felt it needed to go in the collection. This is complete. I just don't have the parts with me right now. This is Octopunch, and he's a fun figure. He's just what is he? So yeah,
Terrifying. That's
so
what he is.
Octopunch is just he's a mess, and we're gonna keep his helmet on.
he's a mind flayer.
Yeah, so he's just a weird guy, but obviously he's a pretender, and his bits are inside there. And can I get him open easily? It doesn't matter. He's
You
in
probably
there.
have to take the
But,
helmet off, don't you?
No,
No?
his helmet doesn't connect to that. But yeah, so
okay.
yeah, Octopunch, he's pretty cool. He's one of those ones that just they look so odd that you want him part of your collection. You're like, that's not a Transformer. That's like something else. And you're like, no, it's a Transformer. It was during their acid phase, and you're like, yep. So yeah, so he's
It looks
fun.
so much better in fiction.
Yeah. The Pretenders were wild time, but I do have a couple other things.
Why wouldn't the Decepticons disguise themselves as giant monsters to fool everyone into thinking they weren't robots?
Sure.
For reasons.
Sure, this could walk around the city and not draw attention to itself. There we go.
Oh.
Separated now. So yeah, this is the actual Octopunch inside. Now he's transformed. Look at that. But he turns into a bit of I think it's a crab. His alternate mode's a crab, so I'm not going to do that here, but yeah, so the little dude inside is a crab. Yeah. They're fun. I mean, if you're going to go into Pretenders, you got to go right into Pretenders and really get really deep into it. And there's some really odd ones out there. But yeah, that's it. That's what I got this week.
All right. And that will do it for this episode of Trips to the Store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
All right, we're back from our trips to the store, and we will move on to convention news.
All right, we got 2 items in convention news this week, and sadly, they are both essentially saying the same thing. The first item here is San Diego Comic-Con, or I guess now it's just called Comic-Con 2021. Originally scheduled for July 22nd through 25th, is now going to be the second annual Comic-Con at home because of the pandemic. They don't think that things are going to be safe enough by July, but they are planning on presenting a three-day in-person convention in San Diego in November. So fingers crossed on that. But I know last year IDW had some stuff for Comic-Con at home, so I would hope that they do that again this year. The second thing we have here is TF Nation has also announced that they are not going to be doing an in-person event this year. They're going to do the big broadcast of 2021, following up on last year's. And unfortunately, it says that if you rolled over your tickets from 2020 to 2021 to help support the convention, you may not be able to do so again. So they did provide guidance, or they will provide guidance on March 20th on how you can obtain a refund if that applies to you. So,
okay, that's good.
At least you'll get a refund. You'll get your money back. So there is kind of, that's a silver lining. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing on the big broadcast, because last year it was a lot of fun. I mean, I think they did a lot of creative things, much like we saw with Icon Online, which followed, in the footsteps of this. So online conventions are still going to be a thing for a while, and I hope they stick around for longer. But that is all we got for convention news this week.
All right, and we will finish up the show with feedback. And we got a voicemail from our masterpiece donatron, John 4X Levingood.
Hey guys, John 4X Levingood here again. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. Anyhow, the comment I have for today is I heard in the last episode that the Masterpiece line doesn't have rubber tires anymore, and that kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, I haven't picked up any Masterpiece figures for a while because I've long since been priced out of it. But my Masterpiece Optimus Prime MP01 has rubber tires, and I remember even my RID, some of my RID characters have rubber tires on them, and I get that lower tier doesn't necessarily have to have rubber tires because it's a little bit kind of expensive, but as it was mentioned, the Masterpiece figures should definitely have them because they're the premier. And my question is do you think they'll ever go back to bringing rubber tires, or is that no longer an option? Thanks for listening, and keep it up the good work. Bye.
All right, so yeah, Masterpiece no longer having rubber tires. Masterpiece figures no longer having rubber tires. Daryl, what do you think of John's speculation? Do you think going forward we won't see rubber tires anymore?
I hate to say it, but I think there won't be rubber tires. I want to say there will be because the damn prices keep going up on them. So I'd like to think they're gonna find that extra revenue that they need to kind of bring the quality up. We just had RC, and yeah, she's a space car. No rubber tires on that. Then just before then we had Hound, and there was no rubber tires on Hound. But they did a really cool transformation trick with one of his wheels, so maybe that's why they didn't do rubber tires with him. So we've got Skids coming up. Skids would be really nice to have a rubber tires on Skids. It just seems to be that they've made this part of their design process that they don't need to use rubber anymore, and it saves them a bunch of money. But at the same time, the prices have gone way up. As a collector, I really enjoyed that aspect of the Masterpiece line, seeing the rubber tires on them, it made them feel a little bit more special, when in alternate mode they would roll a little nicer, everything seemed kind of softer. If you want rubber tires, you really do have to go to that third party aspect now, and it's unfortunate, but I think that's just the way it is. I mean, it's not like it's impossible to do. Heck, some of the premium Hot Wheels lines get rubber tires. It's not unheard of. So it can't be that difficult. But then again, Hot Wheels are done by Mattel, right? So there's gotta be a company within Hasbro that makes rubber tires for things. I don't know, but I think rubber tires are gone from mainline figures.
Fair enough. Dr. Pants, did you have any thoughts?
I'm a little split on this because I really love rubber tires. Also, I have MP01, and he's got rubber tires, and he's really, really cool. The RID 2001 figures, they have rubber tires, which even the deluxe figures in that line, like the Autobot brothers, have rubber tires. So we know that, they could do it. And while, yeah, that was 20 years ago now, I would imagine that they could still keep doing it on their, like, premier line of high-end collectible toys, especially with the prices they've been giving us. But at the same time, I'm also wondering if maybe they did it for a lasting effect, because rubber tires might not last very well over time. I mean, with the RID 2001 figures, a lot of those tires, they split over time. It happens on the G1 figures that had them. I'm wondering if maybe that was part of it, or if maybe they got rid of them for the engineering sake too, like was brought up with Hound doing some cool things. If maybe they just wanted to give themselves the leeway of they don't have to worry about damaging the rubber in the transformation if it's not there. But who knows? I'm personally, when it comes to the Masterpiece figures, I have no idea what Takara is thinking with some of the stuff they do, particularly with their prices, with some of the engineering. So no idea. At this point, I'm not getting Masterpieces, so whatever. But I do miss rubber tires. They were cool.
All right, that will do it for this episode of Transmissions. Dr. Pants, so where can we find your stuff on the internet?
Well, you can find me and my friends doing our thing at nerdstradamus.com. We are most commonly found, though, on YouTube, on the Nerdstradamus channel there, where we do all kinds of videos, mostly weekly. We do video game things, a lot of gameplay, a lot of discussion, things like that. We've been getting back into streaming, and it is March for us, which is March Mechness, woo! Where basically that's just our excuse to talk. I love robots. Yes!
All right, didn't mean to play it twice.
No, I will always take I love robots. But it's just our excuse to talk about robot things because I am so big into it, and some of my other co-stars are. If you follow Nerdstradamus on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, we are posting robot-themed videos every day. And in the month, we'll be doing other robot-themed videos. We are doing 2 different covers, one of an anime theme and one that is a Transformers theme. My co-host has been working on that, so we'll be releasing that later in this month. And we've got scheduled that you guys are going to co-star with us in an episode talking about Transformer stuff for the month, so we'll be getting that out. But Nerdstradamus everywhere, except for Twitter. We're Nerdstradamus DL. And if you want to find me, I'm Dr. Pants1412 on Twitter. So, there you go.
All right. And we always end the show by thanking our Masterpiece Donatrons, giving a shout out to John 4X Levengood and Dinobot Maximize. You guys are awesome. Thank you for continuing to support the show at such a high level, which is why we thank you at the end of every show. And you can buy merchandise from our TeePublic store. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. This week, they have a sale. So March 10th through 12th, everything is 35% off the TeePublic store. So buy anything from TeePublic through our link. So transmissionspodcast.com/shop. Go through our link, and then anything you buy will help out the show, and you'll also get 35% off. So check that out. All right. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
Listen to all the times you mentioned me. Don't you dare tell me I'm going to be disappointed.
By the way, before we get too far into this, not to stir the pot, but my wife, as an artist, says gray as a color, so...
What?
Yep.
Oh, no. Art school. Come on. She went to the wrong art school. She went to one of those American art schools where you guys teach the wrong type of color theory. Her and I are going to have words about shades and colors.
I look forward to it.
I don't know, whenever you'd refer to black or white as a color or something like that, whenever it would come up in some kind of conversation, my mother would always correct me by saying, black is not a color, Daryl, it's a shade. I'm like, fuck you, Mom. Stop correcting me. I'm 20 years old. Stop it.
I mean, it's innuendo. It's not. It's
The innuendo's fine and dandy, but you can really just shove it in people's faces right there.
Like, how much more do you want to sexualize it without throwing like the word dick in there?
I think you could put the word throbbing, veiny.
If my stimulus package comes with veins, I'm having big issues.
You're having hard issues.
There you go.
I could do multiplication, but I'll just add these numbers over and over and over and over again.
What's multiplication? Haha. I just divide backwards. That's all I do.
Well, they believe that because a gram of uranium contains, I think, 1.8 billion calories, that they would live forever if they ate it. For the longest time listening to the podcast, I did not understand that DairyCon was a Transformers convention. I thought it was just a dairy convention.